Good morning. Gizmo, the inner city hillbilly here. You know, one night, we had left my place up in Midtown, right there at Georgia Tech. Me and Robert, Rodney, and Stormy. Stormy was dating, at the time, was dating a buddy of mine named Charles, who swore I was messing around with his girl. And I mean, at the time, she was pretty hot. Had purple hair. You know, I love purple anyway. And, you know, anyway, we got out on the expressway, and I was getting in it a little bit. And this Thunderbird decided he wanted to race for some reason. I don't know why. It was like, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. We took off down through there, and man, I was going so fast, I drifted the Grady curve. I must have been kicking about 140 at that point. And, oh, crap, I'm in the HOV lane. I'm going to get a fucking ticket. Oh, excuse my English. Anyway, yeah. 2020. Brain fart, because, you know, I had that brain fart. It's kind of like one of those things like, where am I? I mean, I know I'm driving in the conversation. Anyway, so we're kicking it down through there. We're going to get off on Sylvan Road right down there at off 85. And, you know, right after it splits, going south on the south side of Atlanta. Slowed down for that curve to about 100, and I drifted that joker too. And I looked up in the rearview mirror, and I seen blue lights when we was coming up to the exit. So I went ahead, for some reason, I went ahead and pulled over because we were only going like 2 blocks off the exit. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, here we go. Traffic. So, okay, I'll just stay here. I stopped right there at the beginning of the exit, and of course, you know, I'm the first one to get out. You know, that old joke about, you know, when white folks get pulled over, they hop out the car as soon as they stop. Yeah, well, you know, I was one of those. At that time, I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have insurance. I was really young and just had gotten out of the halfway house and was, I mean, just full of all sorts of spite and everything else. I was mad at the world. Anyway, I had on these really tight jeans, and cops going a little fast there, weren't you? Now, the guy that was in the passenger seat, he was mad. But the dude driving, he thought it was funny. He goes, you going a little fast there, weren't you? The guy over there on the other side goes, we were chasing you for 10 miles. It ain't even 10 miles from Georgia Tech to where 85 splits. So that's a lie. Of course, you know. Anyway, so I said, yes, sir. And he's the one that made the story up for me. I didn't. He did it. It wasn't my fault. It was his fault. He goes, tell me the truth. Y'all been out drinking, ain't you? Now, I don't drink. I don't like to drink. I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like the way it makes me feel, so I don't drink. I said, yes, sir, we have. I'm designated driver. I said, you see that purple-headed girl up there in the front seat? And he shined the light in on her. And she swiveled her head back around real quick, you know, to look forward. Excuse me. There you go, buddy. Just want to let somebody over real quick. Road etiquette is a big deal to me. Anyway, I told him where we was going because he asked. He said, where y'all going to? And I said, you know, where we was going. I said, you know where that is? And he goes, I sure do. He said, all right, have a good night. Be careful. Holy shit. Dude, I know whenever I looked down, my speedometer went up to 165 and I had that joker bouncing on the needle. I know I was doing every bit of about 180. Had to have been. Nah, maybe 170. Because I mean, that curve right there as you come into 166 Lakewood Freeway, what used to be called Lakewood Freeway, I just straightened that joker right out from right shoulder to left shoulder to right shoulder, just in a straight line. Because there wasn't nobody on the highway, and it wasn't quite as big as it is now either. So, you know that dude yeah, one more part. So I'm walking back to the car, and the point about me having tight jeans, I heard that dude come over the radio and go, "Hey, wait a second." I could just hear him in my head. "Let me see your insurance, license, and registration." I was like, "Oh, fuck," you know. I turned around, I'm like, "Yes." He said, "What's that in your back pocket?" That's where I pulled my cigarettes out of my pocket. Oh, he doesn't want over. Well, dude, why are you got your... Here, let me take this lane here real quick. Anyway, yeah. I just said, "Oh, it's cigarette cellophane," and just like threw it out. What are you doing, dude? Open lane. This dude just like pulls right in front of me, creeping. Oh, well. I don't know. Some folks, they be alright. I mean, up here, they'll be alright eventually, sometime. See, I gotta get in where I fit in. Like right here. Bink. Oh, look at that shit. Damn, and he moved right out in front of me. Alright, so, yeah, that right there was the first major example that it really kind of dawned on me years and years later that if I had not have been white, that whole thing would have went down different. You know, people say there's no such thing as white privilege. There's no such thing as having the privilege of being this color. Bullshit. Bullshit. I know. I've seen it myself a lot. Hey, do you guys, when you go through bridges, do this? I've had a MARTA bus answer me one time. All right. God, that makes me look weird in this bridge, don't it? All right, y'all. See you around like a donut.